Well, I was going to say the thing that's interesting is the fact of how different we are from captive agents. And I'm building a website right now, and I have a whole page dedicated to the why brokers are better than captive agents.
I'm going to steal it, by the way.
Most people don't understand what's the difference. A captive agent is someone sitting in a call center working for one company, selling one company's products.
Yep. And
that person just has that job because he needs to make money, not because he wants to work there.
Sure. To the call center?
I've worked in call centers almost my entire life.
I did it for a year. Yeah, 2 years.
And so every single call center I worked in didn't want to be there.
Yep.
And I was counting the time I had to until I had to leave to go to work, and then the time I get to leave work and go home.
Yep.
And as soon as it hit 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock or whatever it was, I was gone.
I used to not take breaks because I felt like I'd be there longer.
Right.
I got yelled at for not taking lunch.
Right. I mean, I worked with a company that if I took, we had 2 15-minute breaks a day, and this is pretty much any call center you work for.
Yep.
And if I went,
except for the people that smoke, it feels like you guys get to
unless you work for Zappos or like Google, but like, so if I went 17 minutes, I would get on a report.
Nice.
That says you just took 2 minutes of the company's time.
Yes.
Right.
You owe us money.
And tell me what that's going to do for your mentality. Okay?
Hey,
you got called in at the end of the week, and your boss sits there and says, hey, buddy,
you owe us 10 minutes.
You're actually accumulated about 9 minutes of extra break time this week.
Yeah.
And that's 9 minutes that you just stole from our company.
Yes.
Okay? How do you think that's going to make me feel? How it's going to make me feel when I go and I talk to clients?
Yeah.
It's not going to be fun. I'm not going to want to talk to clients and be as helpful. I'm basically going to be like, what can I do to make a sale and get money, but not necessarily have to care about this person.
And never talk to them again.
Right. So, in contrast, what we do is 100% different than if you go and work with a captive agent. Okay? A captive agent is like someone who works with just one company. We work with any company we want. We choose the products that we want to sell based off of how good they are for you.
Yep.
So if a company doesn't offer good products, we just kind of go like this, and we're like a cat, and we kind of just push it off the table, right? And then we focus on the products
I just watched the video of a cat.
Yeah. Well, everyone loves cats.
Yeah.
So, but we provide what products we want.
Yep.
We can cross provide. So like I can say. Company A has really good accident protection, but their cancer insurance isn't very good. So I'm going to steal a product from here that's cancer. Okay, and then I'm also going to go over to critical illness or go over to healthcare.gov and get you a catastrophic plan. And then I'm going to add a few things to it, and it's going to be like the Rolls-Royce plan at that point.
Correct.
So
back in the day, they used to call them the Cadillac plans.
Yeah.
And now that doesn't exist.
Yeah, but there's a lot more love, there's a lot more care, a lot more interest.
Yeah.
And actually, so when a captive agent gets fired or quits, guess what? All that book of business just goes to the next person. Okay, so no one cares about keeping that book of business.
Well, even if you're allowed to have a book of business.
Yeah, you're probably not even allowed to have a book of business because it's whoever answers the phone.
Yeah.
Right, and then you have to, if someone else answers, you have to explain yourself again, or they have to sit there and read the notes from the last client.
Yeah.
With us, you call us, you're going to talk to me every single time.
Yep.
And I want to work with you year after year after year.
Yep.
Couple reasons, and if I want to be really honest, first of all, I make a commission, when I provide products to you.
Yep.
So if you keep coming to me year after year, guess what? It helps to provide an income for me.
Sure.
So, but what does that do to me? It changes the way I interact with you.
Sure.
It helps me to make sure that when I interact with you, I'm going to make sure that I make you really, really happy.
Yep.
Because if I don't make you happy, there's 1,000 other people that you could go talk to right now.
Yeah.
So that's what I like about it.
Yeah. I like that aspect.
It motivates me to be as helpful as possible without overselling people.
Yeah.
Because actually, I've done that before, and people don't. They can read right through it.
Necessarily need it.
They read right through it, and they'll go somewhere else. So.
Yeah, I did 2 years in the call center, when I
Yeah.
first got into health insurance. Because when I first got into it, someone said, you know, you need to experience what you as clients and customers of ours experience. And I'm not going to mention the company, because I still sell products for them. But the call center was horrific. The greatest thing about the call center was on Sundays that I had to work, I was like one of 2 people that was in there, and we had 4 fridges. So there's 4 fridges of food. So I could just make my own meal. That was about the greatest thing.
Like you're make your meal, man. You're taking people's food.
See, I wasn't always the best employee. There is a completely different. It's completely different from being a captive agent to a broker. Is that sense of every person I deal with, client or call, I treat them like I would, you know, like my mom, my brother, my sister, my best friend. You know, actually, we were talking about people we not necessarily don't like, but people we don't like to deal with, you know, all the time. It is friends. I know it sounds weird because I'm in a business where, hey, get your friends, blah, blah, blah. But I always feel like no matter what I give them, it's not enough. Even though I protected them to where, like the plan I have. I mean, I went and got x-rays, ultrasounds, blood cultures, physical. I mean, I was at a doctor's for half a day. And I had a $2,500 bill that I only paid $140 for it at the end of the day. And I've already met my deductible, and I'm like $100 away from out of pocket. So I could literally chop off both legs, chop off both arms, go to the doctor, spend 10 years in there getting fixed up, and I'll never see a bill. You know, so even though I set my friends and family up with plans like that, it's still, you still kind of feel like, oh God, you know, I say a little prayer, don't let anything happen to them, you know, because you just, you know, so that when you're a captive agent with one company, you can't do that. It just doesn't exist anymore. I don't think it exists anymore. I don't think you can just have one company. I really don't. I mean, I guess maybe. I haven't seen it yet, but there's always going to be something missing, you know, whether it's the life insurance aspect of it, which I still really feel strongly about. You know, I think you should have health insurance, you should have, you know, the dental insurance, you should have some critical illness, you know, because the critical illness is just an amazing product. I mean, think about it, you know, let's say you get diagnosed with cancer. You know, the medical aspect's going to take care of all your medical bills, no matter what that is. But while you're laid up in the hospital going through, you know, chemo and all that, who's paying your mortgage? Who's paying your rent? Who's paying your grocery bills? Who's doing any of that? You know, a lot of jobs nowadays, you know, they got medical leave, but if you get some type of critical illness, a lot of them give you walking papers. I've seen it done 1,000 times. So another good thing about using brokers versus captive agents is we don't necessarily put that in your head, but we make sure, like when I send quotes out, if someone's just calling me up for dental, I'll still get all the information from them. Like, hey, well, how's your health insurance treating you? How's your life insurance? Whatever. And when I send them quotes, I'll send them the dental quote, but I'll also send them 3 or 4 other quotes like, hey, this is how I would build a plan for you. I mean, you're already paying $600 a month. This is $400 a month. You're going to have medical, you're going to have dental, you're going to have critical illness, you're going to have life. So you're going to have all that. So I like that aspect. I love that aspect. Where being a captive agent, they'll call you for dental insurance, and you're like, okay, well, here's a dental plan, you know, enjoy the show, you know. And little do you know, they might, you know, need a lot more because half the time you can't talk to them about anything else.
Yeah, well,
You're doing a quick gathering worksheet, age, location, tobacco use.
yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, well, yeah, so dental insurance is one of those that's really different from company to company.
Sure.
So if you work with a captive agent, he's only going to offer you one type of product.
Yeah.
But honestly, here's the different types of aspects of a dental plan, okay? You have the help that you can get now, which is like x-rays, cleanings, fillings, you know, stuff like that.
Yep.
The work that you need done later, which is like
Crowns,
major
bridges,
work, crowns, dentures, bridges.
Implants.
Okay, and then the third one is, does it have vision too?
Yep.
Right?
Yep. Yep.
So there's the minor, the major, and vision.
Yep.
Now, some companies are really good at minor.
Yep.
They'll give you 100% coverage where you don't have to pay a dime once you sign up.
Maybe a small deductible. Yeah.
And there's some that, yeah, you have to pay a little bit when you start, but they offer really, really good and high percentage of coverage for major. But usually they're not both together, okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then some companies do not even offer vision, and some always incorporate vision.
Yeah.
So I have I have 3 companies that I work with. I don't know how many companies do you work with.
I have 3 or 4, but
3 or 4?
2 is about all I use.
Yeah, so
just because they have it all nicely
Yeah.
packaged and they're great companies.
yeah. So I work with 3 different companies, and when you tell me your story, I'm gonna figure out which one of those 3 work best for you.
Sure.
If I just work with one company, I'm just gonna say this is the best plan.
Yep.
Because that's the only plan there is.
Yeah.
It's like a parent having an only child,
Yes.
and they're like, "You're my favorite son."
Yep.
Well, of course I am, Dad, because I'm your
I'm
only
it.
son.
I'm it. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Well,
But
I'm
if you had
I'm
3
still a
kids and you're
favorite.
like, "Hey, you're my favorite child,"
Yeah.
you're gonna be like, "Oh man, I am special."
Right? Instead of, I love you all the same. Okay, Mom. Sure.
Yeah. So no, trust me. Every parent
Trust
has
me.
a favorite.
Yeah.
I'm my parents' favorite. I know.
Yeah.
that. So.
Yeah. I think I was their favorite headache.